That was an angry squirrel. That squirrel tore that
Probably
house
because there was no beer in the place. And it got fed up. And, hey, no freaking beer, and tore up the whole place. It was revengeful.
Daggone bear and donkey beat him to it. But it tore that place up.
Well, you considering we got to go on break here, I just wonder, that restaurant where the guy sat down, I wonder if there people going there for dinner is, slowed way down because people would be scared to go into the bathroom. Anyway, we'll be back, for another half an hour, a round table and all that stuff on Night Dreams Talk Radio right after all this.
Maggot was a biker, and he drove his motorcycle very fast. Drove a big chop Harley with a gang color jacket, and ran down citizens for laughs. He had an old lady named Petula who packed an automatic 45 gun. They had just come up from California where they'd shot 6 cops for fun. Chick, he thought it was the best there was down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff, who they all called 104. It was late on a Thursday evening, and Jake, he was feeling kind of mean, cause he just run out of his favorite drug, the one called amphetamine. So we sauntered up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off of Jake's ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both sauntered to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and he didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun, said, honey, give me all your money. Well, the old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran. With Petula out the door to the big chop Harley that was parked on the center kickstand. Then they headed out for the 4-lane, and they thought it was lots of fun. With Jake on his hog, with Petula the dog, with the automatic 45 gun. Jake, he thought it was the best there was down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff, who they all called 104. Didn't think it very humorous, and he didn't like to get sassed, cause just that morning he had a cup of coffee with a cop named Pendergrast. But the old man had a lot of sense, and he knew just exactly what to do. He dropped a dime in the phone till he got the dial tone, and he talked to operator 42. Operator 42, she was the best, and she gave out the description of Jake the maggot with the gang colors jacket, and Petula with the 45 gun. Now it just so happens that Jake, he was headed for 522. Well, 10.
If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. And thank you.
Please check out the Night Dreams Talk Radio website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Also, if you want to keep our show free of advertising, just hit the donate button. Give $1 or $2. Remember, all prior shows are always free to listen to. We at Night Dreams Talk Radio thank you for your support. Good evening or morning, depending on your time zone. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Get yourself a cup of Java and find a comfy, easy chair. And get ready for Gary and his guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. And now, here's Gary.
And here I am. And after that last little, the guy sitting on the toilet and had to get jerked off to get removed off the toilet. You could take that 2 different ways. That's what people were starting to text me here. James, I tell you what, my battery in my cell phone is almost dead, but besides our little couple comments we did back and forth, I got about 6 or 7 people saying it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I gotta tell you, there are certain stories that I'll never forget. You know, the donkey, the bears, and the gherkins in the jars, and then that snake, that going snake. But I was sitting there waiting. Is he going to? No, and when you did, I couldn't help it. You just made me crack up. That was hilarious.
I was, and I'll be honest with you, I said that purposely as a joke because nothing was meant dirty about it. Okay, they just literally had to jerk the guy real fast off the toilet seat because otherwise he would have been swallowed up by that snake. That's all I was saying. But I guess a couple people took it a different way. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in bathrooms.
I tell you this much. Ever since that story broke, I don't use the restrooms at restaurants at all.
What do you do? Get a brown bag?
I don't get too far from the house. That's what I do.
Yeah, well, what happens if you have to go? Hey, I need a takeout bag. What do you need to take? I got to go to the bathroom. Why don't you use the bathroom? Oh, no, I'm scared. There's been on the news. I heard it on Night Dreams Talk Radio that a python came through, or a boa constrictor. I don't know what type of snake it was. Came out of a toilet and clamped onto a guy's, testicles. I'm not going to use your toilet because I don't know what might happen to me. And then a week later, a rattlesnake. A guy sat down and there was a rattlesnake kept come popping through. I mean, could you imagine you're sitting on the toilet and a rattlesnake comes out and goes in between your legs and then on the floor slithering away? That would be scary too. And if that isn't good enough, you can always go home, go buy a frozen pizza, put it in your oven, and when you go get it, you can have a rattlesnake on top of your pizza instead of pepperoni. That happened a couple days ago.
Yeah, what a surprise that was, man! I don't know if you've been around snakes.
After them stories, you think I want to be around snakes?
But snakes stink, and if one was cooking on a pizza, that kitchen had to be and oven had to be rank. I know one thing: I would not use that stove again. That's just me.
Oh, I'd buy a new stove after that. Just the thought of it, hey. But, again, like I was saying the other night, my wife said, there's no way a snake can get into. So I opened up the oven door and I said, look, you see over there, there's an opening. See over there, this is in the cook box, the oven. And I said, there's another opening right there. The snake could very easily crawl around on the floor, come on into the stove, right, and then work its way back out into the compartment where you put your food in. So, yeah, I could see it.
Right. Plus, a lot of stoves underneath of them. There's a lot of them have exit points underneath of them, and then there's vents in the back. Believe me, if they can get their head in there, they're in there.
And that just makes me think about all those. When you have pepperoni pieces and all that stuff, olives. They might not have been olives. They could have been spiders that dropped through there too. It kept crawling through inside your oven.
Yeah, next time you get anchovies, are they really anchovies?
I don't know. I don't eat anything. No, I don't like fish on my pizza, unless it's sardines.
Are they really sardines, or are they little snakes?
I don't know. I've never ate a sardine. I don't eat anything that has a head in it. And one time, I went somewhere and my friend bought a can of sardines. So I'm going to have some sardines, and I opened it up, and there was the heads on them, and he was eating them the whole head and all, and I go, ew, no way. So I went and bought a can of Kippered snacks, which, don't supposedly have any head. It's supposed to be, filleted. And there was an eyeball right there when I peeled the lid away off of it. There was an eyeball staring at me. So no, I don't even like eating fish. And top of that, I mean, you talk about like with pork, you get a nice piece of salmon and during the summertime and watch what comes out of it.
Well, yeah, I know all about fish. I've fished all my life. And the thing about fish fillets, if you see a wee little white dots in their fillets, those are tapeworms. If you take the end of your knife and barely make a cut, they'll come crawling up out of there. I don't eat them ones. That's because water that's got a lot of feces in it and stuff. Ooh, no, thank you.
Well, there. How about the people? It was in the wacky news yesterday, and I didn't get to it. That they went into a restaurant and they had pork, and the lady, cut the pork, and all of a sudden, like mass amount of pus poured out of it.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm not trying to tell you. I'm just saying that a certain type of meat, I'm kind of really getting leery about wanting to eat it. You know that?
Yeah, and there's reasons why they say make sure you cook your meat at this temperature and that temperature. There's reasons for that, and that's so you cook everything, not just the meat.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just the thought about it. That tells me that pig was infected.
Oh yeah,
yeah, bad. And when they butchered it and stuff like that, they didn't see it. And, I don't know. Just the thought of it. Nearly a 10,000-foot long pastry breaks the world's record in Mexico. It was actually, this pastry measured 9,874 feet in length.
8,000 feet?
9,874 feet long.
Wow, that's almost 2 miles.
Well, I don't know. It said nearly 10,000. Then it gives the actual measurements of 9,874. I mean, if you ate that, I guarantee you wouldn't need anything the rest of your life.
No kidding. 5,000 and some feet a mile. That's almost 2 miles of pastry. It's amazing. Every week somebody's breaking these Guinness records, and they've got records in there that is some off-the-wall stuff. I'll tell you. That's another one. I'm fascinated by that stuff.
Yeah. Could you imagine if it would have been a taco at 9,874 feet? You know how many cows that would have took?
I was just thinking about that too, or a burrito, or one of them breakfast burritos. Yeah, that is a lot of food. Hopefully they gave that food away, because that's a lot of food to go to waste. That's 2 miles of food.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I found out, and I wasn't going to tell anybody about this, but back here about a year ago, I was in this fast food restaurant chain, and I was ordering a sausage. Not a sausage, a biscuit with ham and egg. And I found out the egg is powdered. Oh, yeah. That's why I don't get them. Yeah, they're powdered. That's why they're so perfectly round. It's easy to make them. They're powdered. Yep. Yeah. Now, I won't. Yeah, that's it. Well, it's a fresh egg originally. Yeah, that's true. It's true. But I don't know. I'm not into it myself. No, I'm not either. Dolphins visit swimmers at a crowded Australian beach and swim with the swimmers. Who did? Dolphins. Dolphins? Oh, my God. There's a misconception about dolphins that they're all nice and friendly. They can be very vicious and mean, too. I'm not saying they all are, but you got to remember they're wild animals. I've seen them nip at people that were minding their own business, kind of like where your son got bit there in that area. You got to be careful. Yeah, but one thing, they're very intelligent. They are. I mean, compared to the humans, they say that dolphins and porpoises are next to humans in intelligence. Well, then if they are, why don't they design their own submarines, and then they don't have to swim? That's true. Plus, our military militarized them also to find, I think, mines, I believe it was, maybe. Oh, yeah, they actually would, at one point, they were actually planting bombs on these porpoises and dolphins, and they were instructed, to find the enemy ship and then ram it. Yeah, and another thing we militarized was bats, and we had a plan to drop off a bunch of bats, wired up with pretty much napalm type stuff to drop over Japan. I don't know if they ever went through with that or not, but I know that was one of the plans. I don't know. They use they use homing pigeons to during World War I. And during World War II, to send messages, to the underground and all that. And then, bats. And some of these bats, I swear to God, they look like a dog with wings. Yeah, the big fox bats, they're huge. Their head is like a big head of a dog. You're right.
They look kind of like a fox terrier almost, and they got big wingspan. Some of them, I'm telling you, if somebody's seen one of those, I know they're not native to here, but who's to say